Thank you for watching my video. Today I will describe to you the techniques used by interior designers to choose the right palette for a given space. In my next video I will show you some examples of color scheme. Now let's crack on with the presentation. The tools we use are the color wheel, the mood board, and sometimes we consult books with example of color schemes. Now the color wheel, we have one here, is a wheel with many colors distributing around it, as you can see. Now, when you want to create an environment that is very calming, very relaxing, you would choose colors that sit next to each other in the color wheel, or a group of colors. However, if you want to create an environment that is very energetic, very vibrant, you would choose colors that are complementary, which means they sit on the opposite side of the color wheel. When you want to create an environment that is still energizing but not as much as the one we have already described, you will use the split complementary, in which you use one color, the main one, and then the other two colors, they are not opposite, but they sit next to the complementary color of the dominant one. Then when you want to create an environment that is more calming, but still a little bit vibrant, energizing, you would choose colors that sit at the same distance from each other in the color wheel, like in this case. Now, before you heard me mentioning the dominant color. When you work with more than one color, it's important to choose a color that is going to be the dominant one. When we say dominant, it means that it covers more or less the 60% of the objects of the room, in the room. Then the second color should cover at least the 30%, and then the third color or group of colors should cover the 10% of the surface, and this rule serves to harmonize the entire color scheme and avoid color clashing. Here we have a apology, I need to drink some water. Here we have the rule explained in more details. Now let's talk about the mood board. The mood board is a collage of photos that help the clients or yourself to see what the final result could be like. And it's extremely useful when it comes to see how different colors can work together. And basically you can do it even by hand, just cut the photos of the furniture you like, of the wallpaper you like, and place them together and see how they're going to work. And then I said that there are plenty of books here I have mentioned too that you can consult to find inspiration. Now, I mention inspiration because many of you will wonder, where do I get the idea, the inspiration from the colors? Well, an example could be art. Here, the inspiration was taken by this painting by Steven Simpson. As you see, the yellow of the walls matches the yellow of the flowers. The pink is a reflection of the orange, because in orange there is yellow and red like the pink, and also there is a lot of green to reflect the colors of the leaves. Now, when you decorate something, if you want to make something more interesting without using two colors that are too bold or they clash between themselves, it's always useful to use colors that have some variation, because it helps to create a more captivating and more interesting environment, like it has been done here. And when I say art, just don't limit yourself at painting. You can use photos, canvas, and so on. Another source of inspiration are the gardens. And as you see here, we have beautiful colors that blend very well. And it's an example here That's a room set I created for Idea Home Show Scotland in 2017. And as you see, I use as inspiration for the room the colors of the autumn. Be real. Well, it's always important to see the real colors in the space you are going to work, you are going to decorate. So ask suppliers for samples and see how the samples look in your room when you have the natural light or when you're using the artificial light, and also look how they reflect each other. Some colors, they amplify the I don't know, yellow and blue is a perfect match, gray and blue, but other combination don't work very well. So always double check what you are going to use. And here we have some information um, been very helpful when you start to decorate your space. First of all, think about the function of the room. Overall, red is not recommended for the bedroom, but it's very useful when you want to create a living room, because it encourages conversation. It's also energizing, but it creates an atmosphere where people feel comfortable in talking and discussing. Also, double check the orientation of your room, because if your room is toward north, to use bold colors might be a little bit complicated. You need to work with the lighting very well. If you are towards east, you can start to use some colors like light yellow, light green, but pale blue might not work very well. And when you are south on west, you can use all the colors you want. And also don't forget the sides of your room, the sides of your windows. As I said before, to have a room towards north is no ideal if you want to use dark colors, but you might be in a room that has a big windows, and you can use a dark color in that in a room facing north too. Well, I hope this presentation has been useful to you, and please let me know in your comments which other topics you would like me to discuss. Bye bye, Sylvia.